Well,
go ahead, Jason. Start us off.
all right, we're here at the Hive. Wrestling action again. I'm Jason Gross with Lance Rock, getting things set up today from the Hive. Should be three unique contests today. Perham versus Crosby-Ironton, then Crosby-Ironton versus Roseau, and then Perham and Roseau to finish out this afternoon.
Correct, and it seems like we just turned around here, Jason, and we're right back in the same spots we were last night, so we're glad if you can join us again. Crosby-Ironton first up for the Yellow Jackets as we take a look at Crosby-Ironton. The Rangers, coached by Brian Wood. The Rangers coming in. I got to get through some of my stuff here. They bring it looks like a full or close to full lineup, which will be kind of a nice thing for the Yellow Jackets here. Yellow Jackets coming off a couple nice wins last night against Badger Greenbush Middle River and against Howard Lake Waverly Winstead. So a good upturn for the Yellow Jackets here and a good way to roll into section playoff time, which is right around the corner here. So this will be another one. I think it'll be one the Jackets should be favored in both of them. Just to kind of give you an update here, we're going to wrestle. There's not many JV matches tonight. We're going to wrestle a JV match to start and a JV match to end, and we will broadcast both of those, and then we will let you know when we're starting up with the varsity as well. So a JV match to start with, and then into the varsity match, and then JV at the end. A little bit about the Rangers. They come in from Section 7A, Mid-State Conference, so they're in with the likes of Wadena, Deer Creek, and Staples Motley, Detroit Lakes, all in the Mid-State Conference. They have a overall record of 11-14. They have a section record of 2-4 and a conference record of 3-3. They do bring in a couple of really accomplished wrestlers. 138, John Paul Fitzpatrick was section runner-up, 36-12 last year. At 126, he finished third in state, so runner-up in his section, third in state. Is currently ranked number 2 at 138 pounds in Class A. And I don't know, I'm guessing it's a relative, maybe a brother. Michael Fitzpatrick was a section champ, 31-14. He'll be wrestling at 182 pounds. Went 0-2 in state, but currently number 10 in Class A. We will return shortly for the start of our action.
Dean's Bulk Service is your
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson, mortgage lender at United Community Bank. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we are here to help you through the process and answer all of your questions. Mortgage rates are great right now. You can check out our website at ucbankmn.com to get pre-approved, sign up for Rate Watch, and check out our mortgage rate calculators. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And once again, welcome back here to the Hive. Just to let you know, today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're just going to have one stream for all three contests here today at the Hive. We'll keep you up to date on the score in the chat. But this first match will be a junior varsity match, and Lance Rock will have to go.
Yeah, and this is that JV match that we were talking about. So we have Cash Burke out here for the Yellow Jackets against, let me get the name straight here, Ben Grippentog from the Crosby-Ironton Rangers. So you may see Grippentog in the later on today again. So you get a lot of action with him. So nice to have the JV center mat today. We're gonna, like Jason said, we're gonna go one stream. We're going one mat, and this is this is kind of fun to see. The matinees are always kind of interesting. Anyways, Jason, we had a couple basketball games that have been matinees. They certainly come with a different feel.
They definitely do. It's not what the players are kind of used to because they're normally used to a full day of school, then a walkthrough, and then perhaps the game in the evening. But now you kind of get up and go right away here on a Saturday.
Right, and I know wrestlers came in, weighed in early, kind of been hanging out here together, and, it is a little bit of team bonding. So a different feel, certainly a different atmosphere in when it's bright light outside in the gymnasium, but still high school athletics, and we're glad to bring it to you here on Magnitude Sports. So Cash Burke and Grippentrog working here, battling right now, and 0-0 score with 30 seconds remaining, and we will not have a scoreboard active again. Jason kind of touched on that. We've had some interesting ordeals with that, so still working on it, so we'll do our best to bring you the score and keep you updated, and Jason's really good about posting those scores as well on our chat line, so if you see who don't see that or see that, let us know and we'll do our best. 5 seconds remaining in period number 1. This is a JV match, remember, between Cash Burke and Ben Grippentrog.
Yeah, we should have a couple of interesting duels today. We touched on it yesterday. Roseau comes in with a short roster, but they've noticed in their record this year, they did pick up a win, so nice for those 4 guys to actually pick up a dual meet win.
Right, and you don't know if that's their full roster or just kids. It's been a weird year, we tried to assume lineups, and we're given information. Last night was one of them where there were a bunch of different people that we didn't even have on our roster. So here with 1:50 remaining in the second, Burke looks like going to be in a position to score. Coach Felt tells him, hey, circle around the other way and you're going to get your 2, and he was exactly right. So Cash Burke up 3-0, escape and takedown to start this one with 1:30 remaining. Just a reminder, this is a JV match, so there'll be 1 JV match to start this and 1 to end it, and the varsity will be in the middle, and looking forward to a few really, really high-quality matches in there, and that's the good thing. No matter if it's a little uneven on the paper, there's always that chance in wrestling that you're going to get those great matchups and get to see some good wrestlers.
Indeed.
Yeah. A minute 5 to go here. Burke running, kind of has a half arm bar in there. He kind of want to get that elbow tip down, and he's there he goes. Nice job here, and Burke doing a nice job putting some heavy pressure on those shoulders, and there's the fall for Cash Burke with 49 seconds remaining in the second period. So that's our JV, and now I believe, if my information is correct, we will be rolling into our starting of our varsity event here. And I see Coach Dave Vetch going up to the scorers table, so that tends to lead to me that we are going to head into varsity action. Crosby starts out open. I know they had a kid there. I believe he is out of town. So Chandler Mickelson picks up the forfeit win, which runs his record to 21-4, and a really good start for him. So we'll get right to 113. Dylan Barna on the mat for the Crosby-Ironton. He is a freshman at 113. Dylan Barna wrestling Johnny Ramos from the Yellow Jackets. Ramos, a 7th grader, 6-17 after last night's action. It's hard to get the tongue going again this morning. Johnny's been improving steadily throughout this year. So another good matchup here, freshman versus 7th grader, and it's fun to watch. And the coaching styles are so different. It was fun to see the Crosby-Ironton Rangers coach. He was really hyping up Barna here, getting him pumped up, and every coaching staff has a little bit of a different feel to it, and having another new wrestling team here, Jason, and you've touched on that a few times about the difference here as Barna's in on a single, wraps those legs up of just how different and how many different teams we've seen this year.
Well, it's this COVID year. We've seen a lot of different faces, and an opportunity to see another one that is familiar to a lot of the teams in the area in Crosby-Ironton, like you said, in that mid-state conference.
Yeah, it's been fun. Like Howard Lake, Waverly, we wouldn't have seen. Winstead wouldn't have seen them. Badger, Greenbush, we did. And nice work here, tying up those arms by Barna. 39 seconds remaining, and he's getting some back points here. So hyped up by his coaching staff a little bit, and he took it right out to the mat. Now hooks that kind of that power half in there, and is really putting some heavy pressure. You'd like to see him get up on his toes a little bit. Here he's going to try stretching Johnny out just a little bit. 15 seconds remaining, and he has his 3 back points, so it's 5-0, but he's looking for way more. But nice fight in Johnny Ramos there to kind of mule kick his way out of that, and 5 seconds remain with a 5-0 lead for Barna here. So nice start here for Crosby-Ironton. I'm sure they didn't want to give that open at 106, but trying to make up for it right here. Ramos's decision on the second period, he defers, and Barna doesn't even hesitate. He just goes down. So go ahead, Jason.
You were touching on teams that Crosby-Ironton has faced earlier this year. They faced one that we're familiar with, seeing earlier in Grand Rapids. It was a 57-24 defeat there. They also wrestled against Park Rapids area, a victory there. And then another one that stands out that a lot of people are going to keep an eye on is Pequot Lakes Pine River Bacchus. And the road crew ended up with a big victory over the Rangers there.
Right, and so, matchups, and again, I think it's kind of like basketball or wrestling or whatever you're looking at. Depending on when those matchups happen, lineups can look so different, but it is really fun to go, and I spend way too much time, according to my wife, looking at different teams and who they wrestle. So reversal for Barna puts him up 7-0 here with 1:20 to go in the second period, and he's got a tilt in here. Johnny's trying to squirm his way out. There was a 2 count, and different moves started, so 2 there, so 9-0 for Barna. Barna looking for that major decision, and he has it right now. Johnny trying to stay out of that, and I really think Barna's not going to be satisfied here, as he's really working that arm and shoulder area by Ramos. So Paul Beach watching carefully to see if that plane of that arm gets in a bad way, and here he settled Johnny in. Some more back points, and this is pretty tight, and we got potentially dangerous call. Our illegal hold, maybe full Nelson is what I think he called. I walked away a little bit here. He called the full Nelson, so no back points. They were waved off. 1 technical violation, a point for Ramos. So now we're at 9-1. Ramos is down, and Ramos will again look for that escape and to wipe away that major decision. 30 seconds remain in period number 2. Barna seems really strong and physical on top here. One of the things you look for is that heavy pressure on the shoulders, and Barna seems to have that now. Ramos slides, but he's sliding down trying to get that armbar hooked up with 10 seconds remaining. He has it in. I don't know if it's enough time to turn him, especially with Johnny laying flat, but now he tries a tilt. That didn't work, and we're going to go into the third period with Barna leading 9-1. Ramos's choice, and looks over at the coaching staff, and I think the coaching staff, with a wise decision there, says, hey, Johnny, let's go both up here. Barna's got a pretty tough ride on you there. So both up. Third period begins. 9-1 is the individual score. Yellow Jackets up 6-0.
This Barna kid really tough and really quick, doing a lot of different things. It's keeping Ramos off balance a little bit here in this match.
Correct, Jason, and he's a well-built kid. Sometimes you see, like, Johnny is kind of more your prototypical 113, little longer, kind of thinner body style, but Barna's more compact and built really nicely, and you would think that he may raise some, with section coming up and individuals, maybe he can raise a little cane there in their section.
And if you're able to follow along last night, Mr. Rock was able to get some confirmation on the tournament, and we'll have that for you as well today.
Yeah, we'll bring you some tournament updates. We obviously don't have the seeds as teams are still wrestling, but we really do have a good feel of what's going to happen, and we'll see how today goes. And there's another takedown, so 11-1 now, really securing that major decision, and I think he's going to really. I think Barna's going to look for more here. Definitely is working tough on that shoulder. You see him threading that arm through again. Kind of puts Johnny's shoulders in a bad way. Johnny's curling up the other way, trying to counterpunch that a little bit. But Barna's really good at threading that, kind of threading that needle in there. And here he rolls him back in a tilt position. Johnny does a great job. He posts that elbow down and gets the reversal. So now it's 11-3 with 15 seconds to go. Still that major decision, but now Johnny putting some pressure on. I like the fight in Barna here. Not satisfied that he gave that up and gets the escape. Now the score is 12-3 with 2 seconds remaining. 12-3 will be your score in favor of Barna, and makes the score 6-4 in favor of the Yellow Jackets heading into our 120-pound match.
And a nice job, I thought, by Ramos there. You know, he was able to avoid some more bigger bonus points there in that match, as Barno, like you said, was looking for more, but he got the reversal there, or the escape, and that was huge for him.
Cam Durant out here, a senior at 120, wastes no time. Quick takedown on Levi Cruzel right into a cradle. I was going to say, looking at Durant's length, he's got it in tight. Now he's got to get that knee underneath and maybe hook that leg. He's got it so tight he might not be able to hook the leg, but that'll stop Levi's. There he goes. He hooks that leg over the top. Now it's locked in pretty tight. Levi's not able to kick when that leg goes up, but nice job by Cruzel, kind of rolling out of there. So nice job, a quick start here for Cam Durant, a senior out of Crosby-Ironton, up 5-0 with 1:14 on the clock.
Cruzel comes in with a record of 7-11 overall on the season.
Right, had a little time off due to injury, now back, and thank you again for all your messages, and we'll thank Supervisor Mike Kunza for sending us some text here and keeping us going on what's happening down floor side. So good job here by the Crosby-Ironton wrestler Cam Durant, and I'm impressed with Crosby-Ironton so far tonight, Jason, at these lower levels. They're aggressive. They definitely have a game plan. The coaching staff's into it. They haven't sat down since the start of this, so maybe one of those that they're coming over to the Hive and saying, you know what, it's our time to show what we've got too. So you never know what things are playing and underlying other than just the wrestling match.
Well, it's an opportunity for a team to try to get some momentum, as we've alluded to all day yesterday and today, that the section tournaments are around the corner. A chance to get some team momentum and then also individual momentum ahead for you guys as you get ready for that tournament.
Yep, that's for sure, and you want to go on a hot streak. Here comes Cruzel. Cruzel's in a good position, but short time, and he's going to run out of time, and he gets a one escape, so 5-1 as we go. Paul Beach looks at whose choice it is. It is Crosby-Ironton's. Durant defers. Cruzel says, I'll take down. And for you wrestling, maybe you got dual screens going. The Big Tens are happening here today. We're kind of keeping an eye on those and seeing how the hometown Gophers, the state team does, and a lot of local Minnesota wrestlers in here. And here we got a cradle hooked up again, not breaking that 45 angle, and now he does. So 1:30 remaining, definitely a cradler, but here comes Cruzel again. Cruzel tries to hook that leg, gets 2 points. Durant does to make it 7-1 with 1:25 remaining in this contest, and Cruzel's sneaky, so let's see if he can pull out something here. But Durant just seems to be real comfortable riding and now hooking up, looking there he goes with a chop and drive, and here comes Cruzel. And Cruzel does a nice job kind of on cue, so I can thank Levi Cruzel for making me look smarter than I really am. 7-3 now with that reversal with 1 minute to go. So nice job by Levi Cruzel to take away some of that momentum that Durant had to start that period. Levi putting some heavy pressure and trying to stack him up a little bit. Got that head put underneath. He's getting some back points here. 30 seconds remain. This is Durant kicked over the top, and there's the fall. So what a turn of events there, and the never give up, as it looked like Durant was in really control of that match, and a quick reversal there and a quick turn of events as Cruzel gets the pin and puts the Jackets up 12-4, heading into 126.
And that ends up being his 5th pin this year for Cruzel and his 8th win. A nice victory there to give the Yellow Jackets that 12-4 edge.
Caden Felt on the mat for the Yellow Jackets. Caden, a sophomore, against Fletcher Peterson. Fletcher Peterson, a senior. Felt right into action here. And this might be one of those matches that Caden's been waiting for, as he's kind of run into some tough hombres, so to speak, in the last few matches. So Caden right into that armbar set, and Caden Felt potentially dangerous there, but takes a 2-0 lead right off the bat with 1:30 to go. He lets Fletcher Peterson up, making it 2-1. Caden Felt 6-14 on the season. It's great to see kids getting 20 matches. It's not the 40 that they're probably used to, but it has been a grinding dual meet, which has been fun for us to be able to carry in a lot more home events this way.
You said 6 wins on the year for Felt, 3 of them by fall.
One thing that you'll notice, I don't know that we'll see it here, is Caden's really kind of controlling this match with another takedown, 4-1 with 50 seconds remaining. But Caden's got some funky stuff to him. He's a kid who likes to throw some cement mixer, gator rolls. When he's at his best, I think he wrestles solid. He's a really good armbar type kid, and so when he's on, you'll see him roll that wrist underneath, thread it, and then obviously Fletcher Peterson doesn't want him to do that, but here he goes into it, making me look good again here. Here's the armbar in. If he takes his time now and just steps over the top, he should get this, and there's the step over with some good control, but Fletcher Peterson strong underneath there and just kind of bellies his way out, but 3 more back points makes it 7-1 with 2 seconds remaining in the first period. So 7-1 in favor of Caden Felt.
Yellow Jackets lead 12-4 on the team score after the first 3 matches.
Looks like Crosby-Ironton's choice, and he's gonna go up. So we're gonna see maybe a good choice. He hasn't been in this position with Felt. Felt seems to get the takedown, but Felt with a good switch right off the whistle, gets that reversal, makes it 9-1, and right back into that kind of power half. Scoops the head, and this is tight, and it's over. And so a nice little action there for Caden Felt. A pin, puts 6 more on the scoreboard for the Yellow Jackets.
Wrestling at 132 pounds from Crosby-Ironton, Gabe Ridland, and from Perham, Gareth Covington.
Gabe Ridland on the mat for the CI Rangers. He's a freshman going up against the senior Gareth Covington. Covington 15-9 on the season. We talk about this every time, but I'd feel bad if we didn't. Really a tremendous competitor. Mr. Gareth Covington already has a takedown 15 seconds into the match.
And I was saying, looking at some of his stats, he's one that usually gets the first point, sets the tone, is always normally the aggressor in his matches.
Right, and one of the things that you've touched on many times, Jason, is he is usually the one who ends up with a really tough kid from the opposing team. I would hate to count out the number of kids he's wrestled that are in the top 10 in 1A, 2A, or 3A. Minute 15 remaining, 2-0. Working on rolling him over. Nice cradle set up there on the near side cradle. He has it tight. Got his knee is under the backside, and trying to scoop that leg up there and make it tighter. But nice job there. So we have 3 back points, and we have a blood timeout. So 3 back points for Covington and a blood timeout, and we can probably take a 30-second, Jason.
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson, mortgage lender at United Community Bank. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we are here to help you through the process and answer all of your questions. Mortgage rates are great right now. You can check out our website at ucbankmn.com to get pre-approved, sign up for Rate Watch, and check out our mortgage rate calculators. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
United Community Bank.
You can capture the moments and memories of this game and all of our past sports broadcasts on DVD. It makes a great gift for a parent, relative, son, or daughter. Please allow 1 to 2 weeks for standard delivery. Place your order now, quickly and easily at msportsnet.com/DVD.
So we're back in action, 55 seconds remaining here. 5-0 in favor of Covington after that blood timeout, and a little info on Gabe Ridlin, who is wrestling. He finished 6th in the section last year, 24-15. So a lot of matches he had last year, just going up against a real tough customer in one Gareth Covington. And here we've got a tilt in action and some back points being happening. There's the 5 count. Gareth, as soon as that 5 counts over, he changes up his move, which allows that 3 points, 8-0, 20 seconds remaining. And so we are at that major decision mark, which is kind of a good gauge. Nice trip takedown, return to the mat there, not takedown, but return to the mat. Covington goes right into a cradle. 5 seconds remaining. Let's see if he can get it turned. You don't really want to go fast when you got a cradle in. We've seen some bad things happen when you try to go too fast. And Gareth realizes that and just lets the period play out.
Again, we're at 132. Yellow Jackets lead 18-4 on the team score. Individual score, Covington leads 8-0 after a period.
Covington is in the down position. And I'd see a switch coming, and he did try the switch. It was kind of blocked there by Ridlin, so nice job blocking it. So back in, and he should get his 1 there, and he does. So 9-0 with 1:49 remaining in favor of Covington. We'll let the action happen a little bit here, and then nice single leg there by Covington. Gets another takedown, 11-0. We're at 1:30 to go in the second period, so this is another look for bonus points again. Back into that cradle. This time has plenty of time to hook it up, take his time. He rolls them back, which is, I like that cradle way better than the one where we pull him over the top of ourselves, which leaves some dangerous situation. He has the knee in the side. He's got the leg. He's trying to kick out that back leg there, which will put the pressure on the shoulders. And but good job of Ridlin fighting here. He's got a minute to go. It's a long time, but here he comes. Man, you got to give Ridlin credit. He is fighting off everything. 3 more there for Covington makes it 14-0. So the next point here by Covington will do the tech fall, and unless he pins him in this situation, there it is. So 2 points. Gets us to 15, tech fall, so 5 points on the board for the Yellow Jackets. Extends this lead to 23-4, going into 138 pounds.
Another nice victory there for Covington. He had a nice night last night, follows it up today with another impressive performance there.
138 pounds for Crosby-Ironton, Colby Hansen. And wrestling for Perham, Carson Lauder.
So Colby Hansen coming out a senior. Colby Hansen, a senior for the Rangers against Carson Beyer. Carson Beyer, a freshman for the Yellow Jackets, 3-21. Kind of had a hard luck night last night. It was 1.6 seconds away from a win when that all equalizing headlock got thrown and lost in the last couple seconds. So we'll see what Beyer comes out. Probably a little revenge mode going here.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to kind of see how he responds to that tough loss. Had a night to think about it. And fortunately for him, you have a quick turnaround and back at the mat this morning.
So 2 points, and if you're wondering at home, it looks like there's the two. As soon as that wrestler's behind and one point touches the ground, so one of your hands touches the ground to balance you, that is the takedown rule now. So 2-point takedown there for Colby Hansen, and Beyer takes the down position with 1:18 remaining in the first period. 2-2 is our score. Here we got some action. Little slip there by the Colby Hansen. Beyer ends up on top and gets the reversal and makes it 4-2 now. And now Beyer goes to work heavy on the head and arms, and we'll see what happens here. One of the things you don't like to see is a wrestler's head down on the mat, and that's where Colby Hansen needs to get that head up. Otherwise, we've seen that stall call happen more times than not. But head down blocks a lot of moves, but it also is considered a stall. Little chin drop type action there for Beyer, and you probably could hear the Crosby-Ironton coaches saying, just push back. 20 seconds remaining. Beyer's looking at that cradle. He's got the arm around. He gives up on that as Colby Hansen gets to his base. 5 seconds remaining, and it looks like we're going to go 4-2 Beyer. I spoke too soon. Nope, I thought maybe we'd see an escape or to his back. So 4-2 Beyer heading into the second period, and it seems like these two have wrestled a lot already, Jason. I was surprised it was only the second period.
It was a nice, exciting first period. Is now
Colby Hansen in the bottom position, and Beyer had some success riding him out in that first period. So let's see if that continues. A little different strategy here out of Hansen. He kind of slides to the side, but allows Beyer to put that pressure up on his shoulders. And if you can imagine all that pressure and weight on your shoulders and then try to get up when your leg's hooked up, that's kind of what Colby Hansen's going through right now. So Beyer's putting a nice amount of pressure on there. He's up 4-2 with 1:27. Hansen back to his base. He kind of gets spread out, though, and not that you want to be compact because that's when that cradle comes in, but you got to keep a little wide, not such a wide base. And here Hansen tries to turn in, but Beyer blocks that with a minute remaining here in the second period. 4-2 yet for Beyer.
It's a bold strategy for him.
Bold strategy. Here's a nice, this is one of those spots that it's either or. We have a clasp happening. So a clasp will be a penalty point and a reversal. So this will go, and the ref will give a technical violation. So it makes it 5-4. So the technical violation happened first. Beyer clasped his hands without having an arm in. That's a penalty point. That's 1 point. Got the reversal. Now Beyer with an escape. We're all knotted up, 5-5, 20 seconds remaining in the second period, and you sum this up pretty well, Jason. It's been a fun match to watch. There's been a lot of action. I think both wrestlers are pretty equally experienced and equal competitors, which makes it fun to watch with 5 seconds remaining.
Well, it's going to be setting up for what's going to be an exciting third period, the way these first two periods have gone, even at 5, and kind of like to see if you're a Yellow Jack fan, Beyer try to make that move and get a win for him and some confidence going forward.
Yeah, and we're going to need Carson when it comes to the section time. You know, you can't have – you got to have every weight filled, and you have to have every guy believing that he can help the team out. So Byer takes the down position, makes a nice little roll through there, but followed really nicely by Colby Hansen. Now Byer back up to his base, and it looks like he's going to get his one, and he does. And that gives him the lead at 6-5 with 1:40 to go. And this next takedown, whoever gets it, I think is going to be a huge one. As for Byer, it would give him a nice little cushion. And again, if you are Colby Hansen, you're looking for the win here, and let's hope it doesn't happen in the last seconds again if you're Carson Byer.
Last night was 1.6, as you said. Took a quick glance at the clock, and Genesek, with a quick turn throw, got the takedown to win 2-1.
Yeah, and that was kind of a heartbreaking one. But here comes Byer in on the single. Wizard attempt by Hansen. And Byer, it looks like, is in the better position right now, but he can't let Hansen get his ankle here. And there he does, and now this is going to allow Hansen to spread him back out. 47 seconds remaining, so plenty of time for both wrestlers to get this takedown. Hansen's got to break this hold and get behind, and he's trying to put his other foot in. I think the more he elevates here, this back leg, then we get a stalemate. So that's probably, if you're Byer, that's about the best you can hope for there, because things were turning from bad to worse there quickly as they kind of got into a bad position. So 6-5, 25 seconds remaining. Both wrestlers up, so here we go. Buckle up. We got 20 seconds to go. Here we have the wrestler in from Crosby-Ironton on the single, but it's a little too late, and he did get the two. Two for Byer in that case. Two for Byer. I thought they were going to give it. It was one of those neck-and-neck ones. So 8-5 for Carson Byer, and he turns the tables from last night. So good job, Carson, getting that last-second takedown in his favor, and extends the score to 26-4 in favor of the Yellow Jackets.
That's a nice bounce back for Byer after that tough one last night. Give him some momentum going forward.
Jacob McCleary on the mat now for the Yellow Jackets. Junior, 4-18 on the season, and he pulls the tough hombre card this today, as it looks like it's going to be a bump up in weight class for John Paul Fitzpatrick, who is a sophomore, was runner-up in the section, 36-12 last year at 126, ended up finishing third at state, and is currently ranked number 2 at 138 and by the guillotine. So Jacob McCleary has his work cut out for him here, but one thing we've known and seen about Jacob is he gets out of some sticky situations, but here's a double. Nice double leg takedown there for Fitzpatrick, and showing right into the armbar, and he was setting up that armbar as Jacob was going down. But this is where Jacob's been strong, is he's got a way to contort his body, I think, Jason, to get out of these things. But this one looks tight, but this is where he's been coming out. But very accomplished wrestler. But there again, he did it again, Jason, and every time that I think we're in a bad way, he seems to come out of it. 40 seconds remaining, 2-0 is your score.
That's kind of what we talked about last night. There's not too many things that you can replicate in the room with a slithery guy like McCleary.
Right. Here's a locked up cradle, knee in the side. McCleary really trying hard to wiggle out of this, and there's the fall. So that time the wiggling out of it really didn't help McCleary as his shoulders went back. So a nice minute 40-second pin there for Fitzpatrick puts the Rangers back on the board and makes it 26-10 heading into 152 pounds.
I'll bring out Jack Futz for the Yellow Jackets, who's got an impressive record on the year at 21-1.
Isaac Turner, a senior, on the mat for Crosby-Ironton. There's that cement mixer, and I think Jack's been waiting for a long time to pull that one out. And the super quick pin there by Jack Fudge, and nice work by him, and kind of some of that high intensity that we've been used to seeing out of Jack Fudge. So 32-10 on your scoreboard. We head into 160 pounds. And Blake Lawrence coming out for the Yellow Jackets at 160 pounds, and we'll find out who Crosby's going to match up against him.
The victory for Fudge, his 13th by fall this year, his 22nd overall. An outstanding guy, and you look for him to make a deep run for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, he's certainly a key. So Blake Lawrence on the mat here. Blake Lawrence, a junior, 11-3 on the season, going up against Jake Clancher. Clancher is a senior coming into this season. Jake Clancer had a nice run last year, finished third in their section, 29-18 at 152 pounds. So kind of this must be a good settle-in weight for him. So I think a good quality opponent here, and this might be one of those matchups that we look to here to see how Blake's doing, coming back from a little bit of time off here, and he's in on a single right away, and he looked super sharp last night. So here he rolls him right up and has kind of in a standing cradle, and back points being awarded right now for Blake Lawrence, and doing a nice job of just balancing this, and we could see a fall here, folks, really shortly. 2-0 on the scoreboard, but 3 points being held down, and Blake is just cinching it up a little tighter and a little tighter as they're sliding. 40 seconds remain, so a long time here, and then he adjusts his move, and he really has Clancher kind of in a bad way here, but Clancher is continuing to battle, and one of the things that might be is trying to stay in bounds here, as Blake's trying to keep that. He's trying to bring him in, but there he couldn't stay in, so off the mat they go, and it's 5-0 in favor of Blake Lawrence, and we have a blood timeout. So Jason, I think we'll take a 30-second. So we're back at action here. All the blood cleaned up and taken, and Blake's going back to work with 15 seconds remaining here, up 5-0. Gets a tilt in. He's going to get some back points. There's 10 seconds remaining, so he's got plenty of time. But here Clancher's trying to a nice move by Clancher, and a dangerous move, as he could have ended up on his back, but also could have had Blake in some trouble there. So something to look forward as we go into the second period with Lawrence up 7-0. It is Crosby's choice, and Clancher says, I defer. Blake says both up, and he's had some success there, a couple of takedowns, so probably a nice choice. Clancher in on a kind of a outside shot there, a little bit far away. Tries for a fireman's there, or a high crotch, one of the two. He didn't quite get. He got blocked. He got blocked by Lawrence, but some nice action here by Clancher, as he's not backing down. He's kind of heading right into Blake, and then Blake, that's kind of Blake's patented now. If you've watched him for the last couple matches, he gets in on that single, and then he just kind of slides his way up the competitor, and a lot of times that works in his favor as they're trying to stretch out and pull off the mat. He gets to work on his arm stuff, whether it be a half Nelson or arm bar in those situations. So.
And it's good to have Lawrence back for the Yellow Jacket lineup. He's a key cog in the middle that they've been missing for a bit, and have him back will help this lineup as they get ready for the postseason run.
Right, so Blake lets him up, makes it 9-1. Blake shoots really deep, almost too deep, and kind of Clancher went right over the top of him, grabbed the other side ankles, and ended up in a stalemate. But that's a good shot, almost too deep a shot, and you worry about kids shooting from too far away. And Blake was almost too close and went too far and too hard into that one. So nice work there by Blake Lawrence, and I like how he's moving on the mat here. 50 seconds remain. Clancher's doing a nice job trying to change it up a little bit, but Blake changes his style and kind of does a little go behind there and picks that ankle. And now Wizard's still in. The Wizard, and then we got potentially dangerous as you probably couldn't see it either. I had a hard time seeing it, but Clancher's leg was kind of tied up underneath Blake Lawrence, and it's nice to have official Paul Beach call that one. We don't need injury at any time of the season, but especially not now. And back in on a double leg there is Lawrence taking 11-1 lead. 25 seconds remain in the second period. Again, Blake's just got a nice ride in, looking for his tilt, it looks like. And there he goes and tries it, and it's kind of one of those scary situations because you're pulling that wrestler over the top of you, and just like that, that wrestler can switch out of that, and now all of a sudden it's a reversal and you're giving up back points. It's a little easier to do when you're up 11-1, but that a quick fall can change that in a hurry. And so it looks like Clancher's choice. He's going to take down. No, he sends Lawrence down, and so it's 11-1. So it kind of makes me wonder if Clancher's not a cradler. Throws in that power half right off the bat, but it kind of gives up on it quick. So maybe crossface coming in here type situation. Usually if you take top, you like that cradle is usually what I've heard. Well, blood again. We'll see what we have here, Jason. Looks like they're going over with the coaching staff, so let's take a 15, 30-second break here.
Magnitude Sports has delivered over 1,000 broadcasts capturing all fourth quarter comebacks, walk-off home runs, buzzer beaters, 62-point volleyball sets, and double overtime victories. The excitement is on Magnitude Sports. Over 150 teams from 5 states and 2 countries have been featured on Magnitude Sports at both the varsity and sub-varsity levels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and select your alert preference so you never have to miss that big moment from your favorite area sports team. Find us on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
So we're back in action here. We've got the blood cleaned up. Clancher did a nice little turn there while we were away at break. No points awarded, but he definitely looks way more comfortable on top. Blake doesn't look as comfortable on the bottom as we're seeing some work happen here. And it's going to be interesting to see. Blake's trying to pull that arm over the top, maybe get into a Granby type situation, but Clancher has nothing to do with it. And here's that crossface. Looks like he's trying to push him across. Blake is trying to defend it. Now he's kind of got that arm underneath, trapped like in a butcher situation, and picking up a little steam as the Crosby-Ironton fans are getting behind Clancher here. And he's got a nice ride, and I can definitely see why he chose the top position right now. 40 seconds remain, so he's rode out for, and he's looking for that turn. And here it's going to be a pin to win. Don't think there's enough time with 30 seconds left to get a bunch of back points, but definitely strong in that here. Blake grabs that bottom leg and gets the reversal. So nice job by Blake Lawrence. 13-1's the score. 10 seconds remaining. Looks like a major decision in the works for Lawrence, and 4 more team points is going to make this 36-10, heading into 170 pounds. And I know there's a few wrestlers coming up here that have had some success for the Rangers, so it'll be kind of a fun ride and a possibility of a setup of a couple of top 10 wrestlers at 182, and we'll see what happens. So congrats to Blake Lawrence on the major decision, making it 36-10 as we head into the 170-pound weight class. Hayden McGowan, a junior, out on the mat for the Rangers. Hayden McGowan finished fourth in their section last year. 17-19 wrestler record on last year's season. So maybe came on a little bit at section time, and he wrestled at 195 pounds last year, Jason. So maybe he was filling a weight and wasn't big enough to fill that weight, but now at 170, in on a shot on Hudson Hackle for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, this should definitely be an exciting one. Hackle's had some unique matches the last few times out, and
yeah, you never can count Hudson out of a match, that's for sure. So Hudson with a nice takedown there, picks him up and sets him down. Hackle 10-14 on the season as a freshman, and definitely has had his share of tough matches as well. And when you're in that upper weight classes as a underclassman, you tend to wrestle sophomores, juniors, seniors, and mostly juniors and seniors on every given night. So good job by Hudson this year. He's been fun to watch and has definitely improved. Gives up the escape there with 55 seconds remaining, 2-1 in favor of Hackle over McGowan. It's kind of eerily quiet in the arena today, Jason. So they're probably listening to our broadcast down below, but that's okay. Another shot in there by Hackle, met with the front headlock type situation by McGowan. McGowan is trying now to snap him down. Kind of had him in that front headlock, tried to snap him down. Hudson stayed pretty physical there, and I would guess that looking at the stuff from last year, McGowan was a really light 195-pounder because he even looks lighter than Hackle does here. I know you got to weigh in at the right weights and whatever, but he weighed right on at 170 today, so probably not a huge 170-pounder either, because they could have had, I think, 5 extra pounds today with the after Christmas bonus, and then wrestling back-to-back, you get a pound each time. So I think 170, I think 5 pounds was the extra, so you could have weighed 175. So he's probably on the lighter end as well. Well, we start the second period. McGowan's down. He did come out. He tried a switch attempt there, followed nicely by Hackle on another kind of sit and switch. Hackle's doing a good job keeping pressure. He's got that deep waist ride in. A deep waist ride. Now he comes across and using that now. I like that's one of the things that I've always been a favor of, is when you can get that other ankle and stretch that wrestler out, it's tough to get up. Nice sit and switch again. I think he's going to have to try a different move than that sit and switch. Hackle's followed it nicely every time here. Hackle's still up 2-1, 1:14 remaining.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about that extra Christmas bonus weight of only 5 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, how much good eating that happens around over the holidays.
That's right. Yeah, usually it's after Christmas. Well, there was no before Christmas. You get 2 pounds weight allowance, so 106 goes to 108 and 113. And I don't think it's really called the Christmas bonus, but we'll leave it at that. I believe the technical term is growth allowance, and knowing kids are growing and they give them a little chance to hit that same weight class. There's a nice little Turk there by little tilt, by Hackle, and he gets 2 points. So 4-1, 24 seconds remaining as we're in the 170-pound weight class. The Yellow Jackets up 36-10 on your scoreboard. And now it's a lot of individual pride as we go, and I'm kind of hoping we get to see there's 2 top 10 wrestlers coming up. At 182, without a bumping, it'll be another nice match, as Brian Ramos had one last night with a top 10 wrestler as well. So good action to get Brian sharpened up for sections and also for the Rangers wrestlers too. And we'll see what happens shortly. So that's the end of your second period. 4-1 Hackle lead. 4-1, it's his choice. They're talking it over with Coach Dave Vetch. He decides to go down. So 4-1, third period. Hackle chooses down. McGowan covers. Quick stand up, return, little sit and switch there. So Hudson Hackle kind of is trying to pull the move. Oh, and then he ends up good bailout. So sometimes it's okay to bail out, but we have a clasping of hands. And again, I'll remind you, the best way I can explain it is you have to have an arm wrapped up and able to lock your hands together and hold them. If there's no arm and you're just wrapped up, that is called clasping. So a clasp call is a penalty, and it allows 1 point for Hackle and a restart. And here, this is a bad situation. This is kind of almost pinned himself here, is McGowan, but a reversal for Hackle makes it 7-1, and almost a chance for some back points there as McGowan kind of slid underneath him and then stayed there and kind of settled. And as he settled, Hudson just put his weight on him and kind of planted him underneath. So 7-1, Hackle. (7-1) lead for Hackle, 55 seconds remaining in the third period. So McGowan, this is not a good spot here for Hackle either, and looks like we possibly could get a reversal here. There's the reversal. There's two, and Hackle did a great job bailing again, or he could have been giving up some back points. So 7-3 Hackle, 35 seconds remaining, and McGowan goes to work back on top. Looks like he's hooked in a cradle. I think Hudson's a little too long. I'd be surprised if he gets this, and this is the kind of those spots where the guy tries to pull Hudson over the top, and Hudson has a good defense for that move and ends up in a better position. So 7-3, 14 seconds left. Hackle is getting into a good spot here and looks like he will get the escape, not the reversal. Makes it 8-3. 8-3 with 6.8 seconds remaining, and this has been another good match. And scoreboard kind of shows a little bit different, but 36-10. There's been some good matches, and a late 2-point takedown there by McGowan makes it 8-5. So even when you win, you hate to give up that last takedown like that. It kind of sours that just a little bit. But nice job by Hudson Hackle picking up the win and extending the lead to 39-10 for the Yellow Jackets.
And this is the match that you had circled and looking forward to.
Right, and for those of you following the Yellow Jackets, Brian Ramos, obviously a well-accomplished wrestler, state entrant, picked up his 75th win, currently rated 10th in AA at 182. And this is Michael Fitzpatrick. Michael Fitzpatrick also is a senior, section champ last year, 31-14 at 170 pounds, went 0-2 at state, but is also currently rated 10 in 182 in Class A. So both Class A and AA, number 10 ranked wrestlers in the state on the mat as we speak. And Ramos in a good spot, and looks like he's going to get the takedown, and he does. So kind of a step behind there by Ramos, and just wrapped him up and kind of pushed him to the mat. Gets that early 2-0 lead, which is kind of important in these matches. So a minute 12 remaining on the clock.
Continues a little bit of a trend for Ramos. He gets the first point in 16 of his 21 matches and outscores his opponent 129-41 in that first period.
Yeah, he's been a takedown machine, and then looks for his pin, as you brought up last night. So escape there. Ramos kind of let him go. Ramos right back in on that single leg, but Fitzpatrick is a hard whizzer in. But Ramos does a nice job of just kind of settling back and taking his two. So 4-1 for Ramos here with 50 seconds remaining in period number one. And it's fun to watch good wrestling. And here goes Ramos on a tilt. So a nice job of Ramos kind of throwing it out there and getting those back points here. And I believe it was a count of 5. So that count of 5 gives him 3 more. And not quite what I had expected out of this match, but excellent if you're a fan of Brian Ramos, as he's kind of dominating right now, and it's a 7-1 with 20 seconds remaining. They're close to off the mat, and Paul Beach says you are off the mat. 10 seconds remaining. 7-1 Ramos. The Yellow Jackets leading 39-10 on your scoreboard. That'll be the end of the first period, and a nice start and a great period by Ramos and his teammates and coaching staff. Definitely excited about that fast start, and we'll go into the second period with Ramos in the down position. Fitzpatrick covering up, and Fitzpatrick definitely has the length on him, so let's see what Ramos does to combat that. A little sit and switch try there. Now he pulls that arm around, and nice job by Ramos, and gets Fitzpatrick kind of in a bad position here. We'll see if he can get, and there it is, back points. I thought he would be close. Minute 40 remaining. So nice job by Ramos. Gets 3 more back points and a reversal, so makes it 12-1. So Ramos kind of having his way right now, and it's kind of fun to see Brian geared up and ready to take on some of the stiffer competition in the state. Now a little bit of a mistake, kind of lets the door open there, as he was going to let him up, I think, and just didn't get away fast enough. And Michael Fitzpatrick, being the accomplished wrestler he is, says, well, I'm just going to do the reversal then. And now it's 12-3. Brian's kind of going to get off the mat as Fitzpatrick had that arm bar in and kind of had Brian in an uncomfortable position. And looks like we are having a blood timeout, so we'll step away here and come back in 30 seconds.
You can capture the moments and memories of this game and all of our past sports broadcasts on DVD. It makes a great gift for a parent, relative, son, or daughter. Please allow 1 to 2 weeks for standard delivery. Place your order now, quickly and easily at msportsnet.com/DVD.
Magnitude Sports has delivered over 1,000 broadcasts capturing all fourth quarter comebacks, walk-off home runs, buzzer beaters, 62-point volleyball sets, and double overtime victories. The excitement is on Magnitude Sports. Over 150 teams from 5 states and 2 countries have been featured on Magnitude Sports at both the varsity and sub-varsity levels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and select your alert preference so you never have to miss that big moment from your favorite area sports team. Find us on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Well, welcome back here. Still trying to little blood timeout, and trainer Colton Lehman comes over, and we've touched on this one too. It seems like we're a broken record, but sure is nice to have a trainer on board, can fix those athletes up, and Colton Lehman is a great one, and we're lucky here at Perham High to have a good solid trainer who gets along with his athletes and to be able to get them back in action as soon as possible. So here we're back to action. 40 seconds remain. Fitzpatrick in the top position. Ramos tries a roll, and Ramos is in a pretty good spot here, but let's see. Yep, and he gets out. So you saw him kind of gain that separation, and as a wrestler, if you can get away from chest on chest, you usually find your way out of there. So good job by Ramos picking up that point. Makes it 14-3, 20 seconds remaining, and we still have period number 3 to go yet, but Ramos looks really quick right now and real decisive on what he is doing. So 16-3 with that takedown, 5 seconds remaining. He takes a glimpse at the clock, tries a little tilt there, now realizes that that probably isn't going to happen, and there's the end of period number 2. So period number 3.
When you look at Ramos's record and points and his stats, that he hasn't had too many matches go to the deep waters of the third period.
That's right, and that's a good thing coming up and getting your lungs back in there and getting ready to go towards tournament time. Interesting, Fitzpatrick takes the up position, and so must have felt something and felt comfortable riding Ramos, and I know Ramos kind of had his way on their feet, so probably a good choice trying to figure out if he can get some back points. Now we're in a situation that there will be a stall if Fitzpatrick doesn't let go or climb back up onto that wrestler. And so I don't know that they gave the stall. I think they gave a blood timeout, so we'll take that timeout too.
Magnitude Sports has delivered over 1,000 broadcasts capturing all fourth quarter comebacks, walk-off home runs, buzzer beaters, 62-point volleyball sets, and double overtime victories. The excitement is on Magnitude Sports. Over 150 teams from 5 states and 2 countries have been featured on Magnitude Sports at both the varsity and sub-varsity levels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and select your alert preference so you never have to miss that big moment from your favorite area sports team. Find us on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Welcome back. We're doing the final touches of cleaning up the blood timeout, and Jason, my co-producer and host here, says, yeah, they did call the stall first. So he said the hand went up. I missed it, which isn't surprising. I miss many things, so thank you for bearing with me at home as you're watching today. So stall call, so that may come to play. 16-3, minute 38. So Ramos gets a reversal. We are at that tech fall situation. So escape and takedown. You can do the math better than I did last night, and we will end up at that 15 points.
Yeah, we had some math issues last night.
For those, I was so into the match, I didn't look up and thought there was still a chance, and realized the best they could have been was 35-34 or something like that. So
I was into the pizza at that time.
Thanks to Superintendent Anderson correcting our ways and always there for the education. And there's that reversal, and it's 19-3, which puts it at 16, which in my math is one more than 15. So there's a tech fall, and not to take lightly, that's a huge win for Brian Ramos. Anytime you knock off a wrestler and a well-built kid like Fitzpatrick is, great win by Ramos.
And from Perham, Gordon Enyart.
I think they said Cale Duggan, I believe, who is a senior, 12th grader. Yeah, senior, that would work out, at least in my book. And he is going to be wrestling Gordon Enyart. Gordon Enyart, a junior, having a really nice season for the Yellow Jackets. Kind of one of those, I don't want to say hidden, because he's better than that, but one of those that sneak up onto you, and he's done a lot of great things for these Yellow Jackets. He's kind of been that stopper when things have gone wrong for the Yellow Jackets. He's a great cradler, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a cradle coming. 13-5 on the season for Gordon Enyart. And there's the takedown, and the cross-face cradle looking like he's going right away, but nice job stretching out there. But right back into it, and here's the cradle on cue. And he'll pull this cradle back, knee in the side, and there's the fall. So thank you, Gordon Enyart, for maybe people forget about all the mistakes I just made there. And nice work by Gordon Enyart as he picks up the fall for the Yellow Jackets, and we head into 2:20 with the score being 50-10 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. So Aaron Burr comes out. Aaron Burr, another senior for this Yellow Jacket team. Aaron Burr, 5-6 on the season. This is Ben Grippentrog, 8th grader for CI. And so Burr versus Grippentrog. Burr with a quick takedown. We're 15 seconds into the match, and he's looking to tip him over right now. Gets in that power half. Going to look to go chest to chest. And probably a little mismatch here, but awesome of the Rangers to give Ben Grippentrog a chance out on the varsity mat. And just like that, in 28 seconds, there's your fall for Aaron Burr. That makes it 56-10 on our scoreboard, heading into 285 pounds.
Wrestling at heavyweight from Crosby-Ironton, Connor Zender. And from Perham, Reese Wilbrick.
So Connor Zender, a senior, going out against Reese Wilprick for the Yellow Jackets. Reese, I believe he's a junior. It says a senior on here, but I believe Reese is a junior. Reese with the takedown. Reese with an 8-8 record. Reese has been fun to watch. You just see him get better and better, and I know Reese loves the game of football. And this is going to do nothing but help his confidence and help his footwork. And I think that's where, Jason, you brought up a lot, multi-sport athletes, how one thing leads to another and makes better, well-rounded athletes.
Indeed, you see a lot of linemen that we've seen. You look at our murals around the gym, a few of those guys are hanging up in different sports that have also wrestled and also competed in other sports as well.
Right, and it's just fun to see kids. The name becomes a household name when you hear them on the football field. You see them on the basketball court or on the wrestling mat, and then again in baseball and for girls as well, the volleyball and tennis and softball and basketball. It's just fun to see, and you kind of feel like you get to know them just by following their careers. So Reese with another takedown makes it 4-1. 35 seconds remain. 56-10 in favor of the Yellow Jackets, and a match that is really tied fast in favor of the Yellow Jackets. So here goes Reese again. Reese is in a good spot, getting those back points, and a fall for Reese Wilprick. So nice job, Reese, bringing that, finishing out this duel strong. So 62-10 our final. Jason, I think we'll take like a 3-minute break. We'll come and recap, and then we're not going to start another stream. So if you're wanting to stick with us here, we're going to do one more JV match. I forgot about that. So let's stick here, and then we'll take that break, and then we'll kind of let you know what's going on here. So we have Tristan Larson. So this is an exhibition match, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good spot for kids to get out, and this is Fletcher Peterson going to wrestle for Crosby-Ironton. So Peterson versus Larson, and a great opportunity for Tristan Larson to get out on the mat in the big, and he pulls that reversal out. So 2-2, a minute 35 remaining, and we're glad that we get to call some of these as we go. It's kind of fun to see the up-and-coming wrestlers for the Yellow Jackets and give them their to-do, as I know they work their tails off in the wrestling room and are a lot of times the practice partners for a lot of these kids who are on the varsity mat. So good for Tristan Larson. Unfortunately for Tristan, he clasped, so that we've talked about earlier as a penalty point. So Fletcher Peterson retakes the lead 3-2 with a minute 14 remaining, and Peterson goes down, and there's another clasp. So he's going to let it play out to see if he can get an escape. Once he can't get the escape, he cannot lose any points in that situation. So Peterson gets the opportunity to get the escape or the reversal. Once he doesn't, and is flattened back out, the referee, Paul Beach, stops it and kind of explains to him what you did. It's now 4-2 with a minute remaining. So Fletcher Peterson in the down position, looking for his own escape or maybe a reversal here. Nice job by Tristan Larson, bringing him back down to the mat with 50 seconds remaining. 4-2 in favor of Fletcher Peterson. Ooh, nice job by Tristan Larson there. He went from a power half situation into a cradle situation with 30 seconds remaining, but nice job by Fletcher Peterson to just sprawl out and kind of take that opportunity to score away. But fun to watch Tristan Larson here, is other than the two clasping points, has really kind of driven the bus here and is going from move to move. So nice return there. And looks like we're possibly, I shouldn't say, well, we need one more return here. And he gets it. He gets that return. So 4-2 in favor of Fletcher Peterson going into the second. And those 2 points were those penalty points. Yellow Jackets choice in this one. And Coach Vetch comes out and says, Tristan, take down and let's get our point and get it 1 point closer to taking that lead. Another interesting thing in this, Jason, is it's kind of fun to, these kids don't get to have Coach Vetch probably coach them other than in the room. So to have him mat side probably steps up the game a little bit for these young Yellow Jackets wrestlers. There's another clasp. You can see referee Paul Beach holding on to it until he's given every opportunity to get the reversal too. And so he's going to most likely get the reversal and the technical point for one. So you got to see that kind of unfold if you're learning wrestling. Now back points are happening, and then we have a potentially dangerous. So Tristan Larson retakes the lead 5-4. Remember, this is an exhibition match. And we have 2 more back points by Larson. Makes it 7-4. So an exhibition match to start this and to end it was kind of fun to watch. So 7-4, 1 minute, 10 seconds. And I think this is a record for the number of clasps I've seen in a match. But referee Paul Beach is holding it up. And there's another one which is going to make this 7-5 with 1 minute remaining in the second period. And this is what I kind of love about the sport of wrestling. So now it was 2 points because it's the third technical violation, I believe, changes it to 2. So this is what I like about the sport of wrestling, even as an official and the love of the game. Paul Beach goes and says, "This is what you're doing, young man. We gotta work it a little bit differently." And just like that, Fletcher Peterson with an escape takedown and those extra 2 points now leads 9-7 with 40 seconds remaining. So entertainment in this exhibition match as we roll through our day. While we're watching this, it's a veteran head table that you get to see kind of centered up on your score up on your TV. So thanks to those guys for making it happen. From left to right, you have Coach McEachran, a longtime football coach. He's the blood man. So when things need to be cleaned up, and he has done that for many years. Former wrestling coach, longtime football coach. It's just one of those entities that have been around a long time, Jason, and it's fun to see him still so involved with athletics.
You said it. He's around in everything and involved and has given a lot of time to Perham Athletics, and the kids appreciate his efforts throughout the years. You hear a lot of guys talk about Coach Keck and all the work that he's done.
Offensive line coach, and they really built that. So 5 seconds remaining, some more penalty points there, and 9-8 is your score. And as you go across there, Chris Fudge doing the PAing today, and we had another technical violation. So keeping this book is going to be interesting, but Chris Fudge doing the PAing. Fudge family, a known tradition of wrestling. Chris himself wrestled here, I believe. And Dylan, and we go back to older brothers. It's been a long time that we've, and now we have Jack, so a long time that we've had the Fudge family as part of the wrestling tradition. And Bobby Shepard on the clock, and there's hardly many games that go by that you don't see Bobby Shepard doing the clock somewhere. All the football games, wrestling, boys basketball. He spends many nights in the gym and countless hours making the baseball field look beautiful. So these guys don't just volunteer here or work here. They do lots of other things for the community.
Hey, definitely got to thank Bob Shepard for Kruger Field and the shape that field is in. Always has it ready to go when the season comes around. And I know he's probably itching to get back outside to the diamond soon. But I think the weather might have us waiting. I know it's nice and the forecast looks good, but this is that fall spring I think that everyone's talking about.
Yep, I agree. Tony Paul, a longtime bookkeeper, and then Tony's just one of those that you always see him on the bench, and he's a quiet guy, and you might not get to know him very well, but you see him at every wrestling event. And then, of course, our trainer, Colton Lehman, who we've touched on a couple times in the last night. It's just so great to have a trainer here. We'll catch you up. The score is 14-10, I believe. 14-10 in favor of Tristan Larson with 55 seconds to go. And I know we should be focusing on the map, but we rarely get time to thank those people that make it worthwhile. And I know we talk about athletic director Aaron Anderson quite a bit and all that he does. And tonight he kind of turned over the reins to Coach Mulkey and Mike Kunza, and they're here a lot too, supervising. And all of those things are the things that go on behind the scenes, getting teams here, getting them to their locker rooms, taking care of the officials. And there we have a takedown, making it 16-12. And official Beach, Paul Beach, taking a close look at our wrestlers, making sure they're okay. So lots of fingers in play here to make this all happen at Perham High. Five seconds remaining. Looks like we're going to get a 16-12. So you did hear me right, 16-12.
And there's another name that we definitely got to thank for all our support, Missy Lindquist, and all her work in the activities office of sorting out tickets, programs, you name it, getting everything squared away as well for these events here at the Hive.
And you know as well as I do, Jason, with the things that we do here with Magnitude Sports, we're down there often with Missy Lindquist and Aaron Anderson, and that has definitely become the hub of Perham High right now, as, like you said, between tickets home and away and finding out who's wrestling who and are we still on for the night, and what a great job they do and putting this on. And I know I can contact Missy and go, do we have any lineups for tonight? And she's lickety split and gets me everything I need. And you know, you don't want to take those type of people for granted, but sometimes it happens. And I'm glad you brought that up, Jason. It's nice to give a shout out to all of these people. So let's set up what's going to happen here. We're going to have the next match, and we're just going to cover it. We're not going to break stream. We're going to keep on going. We'll probably take a couple commercial breaks as the teams get ready, but we're going to cover Crosby-Ironton versus the Roseau Rams. I don't want to set this up too much. It's probably going to be a really quick match, so if you're wanting to watch Perham again, don't go off too far. Don't go work out in the garage or anything. I think we're going to roll pretty fast here. We're not going to go for set times, so as soon as both squads are ready and we got our wrestlers within their right time limits of wrestling, we're gonna start right up. So and then we're gonna go right into the Perham and Roseau match as well. So all on the same stream. We're going to continue to go through. We might have a few JV matches as well in there. I'm going to try to make some phone calls here and find that out. But we just want to thank you for joining us here and stick with us, as we're not going to start a new stream, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson, mortgage lender at United Community Bank. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we are here to help you through the process and answer all of your questions. Mortgage rates are great right now. You can check out our website at ucbankmn.com to get pre-approved, sign up for Rate Watch, and check out our mortgage rate calculators. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
United Community Bank.
You can capture the moments and memories of this game and all of our past sports broadcasts on DVD. It makes a great gift for a parent, relative, son, or daughter. Please allow 1 to 2 weeks for standard delivery. Place your order now, quickly and easily at msportsnet.com/DVD.
While the scoreboard reveals the winner of an athletic contest, the real winners are the players, coaches, and fans who show good sportsmanship. Those who treat the game as a competition, show concern for an injured player, and accept all decisions from game officials. Please remember to be a good sport when attending a high school game. This message courtesy of Magnitude Sports.
Welcome back here to the Hive. Lance Rock here with Jason Groth, and we just witnessed the Yellow Jackets taking a 62-10 victory. Scoreboard shows one thing: a lot of great matches in there. A couple that I will highlight. And Jason, if you have anything, if not, we'll probably take another commercial break. But one that stuck out to me is Levi Krusel. Levi just was down and really kind of looked like he was Cam Durant was kind of working him over a little bit, and Cam Durant had like a 9-2 or something lead at that point, and Levi just kind of snuck around and threw in a move, and next thing you know, Durant was on his back, and Levi came away with the fall, and that's kind of where it started for the Yellow Jackets, and I don't know if it spurred on just a little bit more passion or what, but I know that there were some good wrestlers in there, and it was sure fun to see John Paul Fitzpatrick, currently ranked number 2 in the state. Again, if you didn't join us last night and you're joining us today, the fun part about this is those are the names you're going to probably see down at the state tournament. Obviously, Fitzpatrick rated number 2 in the state at 138 pounds. You would hope that you would get a chance to hear that name down when they get to the state tournament. So that's what I take out of it, is even when the score's a little lopsided on the scoreboard at 62-10, you get an opportunity to see some of these wrestlers that you might not have had a chance to see. Thus, they kind of become a household name a little bit when you get down and you're listening to the broadcast of the state tournament. Another one for me was definitely maybe you have one, Jason, that you want to, but I was thinking Brian Ramos. Michael Fitzpatrick came in third. Well, he was 31-14 last year, section champ, state entrant, currently number 10 in the guillotine and in Class A. Brian currently number 10 in Class AA, and Brian walked away with a tech fall. And he really kind of, other than a couple little moves there that Michael Fitzpatrick capitalized on, Brian really kind of dominated that match from start to finish. And Jason, you had pointed out, and I agree with you, that it was nice to see Brian wrestle the full 6 minutes. And those are the type of matches that are going to lead and help him as he quests to be a state place winner and get his name up on the board in the wrestling room. And all of those things lead to helping you. And we talked about iron sharpening iron or steel sharpening steel. And whenever you get a chance to wrestle good quality competition, even on a Saturday afternoon, it's a good one. So we're going to get set up here a little bit. We're going to stay on this stream. You see the two teams kind of warming up again. Roseau making the big jaunt coming down here, and they looped by us a couple times on the track, and now they're down on the mat warming up.
Well, I thought here's an opportunity as we have a little bit of a break. We could chat a little bit about, we touched on it last night, what the section is going to look like. You were able to confirm and be correct on the plan, and maybe we could touch on it a little bit of detail here as we get ready for this upcoming match between Roseau and CI.
Correct, and it's really an interesting thing. And if you go out to Minnesota Scores, you see two parts to the section, and they're kind of broken up by location. That doesn't come to play when it's section time for wrestling. One of the things that's different for wrestling than maybe what you see in basketball or football even is that QRF doesn't come into play for wrestling. There's still a coaches meeting, and a part of it is it's such a big section and it's so spread out that there's not a lot of common dates that they wrestle. So they're going to seed 1 through, and I've already heard there's a couple of them not going to be a part of it. They're opting out of the tournament this year. So they're going to seed 1 through whatever they have. They have 12. And then they're going to break up into the 2 high seed locations. So the number 1 seed's going to host, number 2 seed's going to host, and the rest of the falls out in that bracket are going to travel that place. They're going to go all the way till they have 1 team left in each of those. So 2 teams left in Section 8 AA, and here's where it gets to be really interesting, and I'm kind of interested to see how it plays out. They're going to bring 2 teams from Section 7 and 2 teams from Section 8, and that's going to be the super section. Now, they don't cross brackets, so the 2 teams are going to wrestle for Section 8. They will be the section champion from Section 8. The 2 teams that are left in Section 7 are going to wrestle to become the section champion in 7. Then those 2 teams are going to wrestle that night, and that'll be the first round of state, thus eliminating some of the travel, some more teams down at a state tournament venue site. So what they're calling it is the super section, and it's really going to really be some interesting, because if you look at Section 7, now we're talking Foley, Princeton, Grand Rapids, some teams that we have seen and some real powerhouses. So you can make it to state, but state's not going to be till that actually after the first round of the state tournament.
That's very unique. It's different because you're used to the fact that you're getting that first day of team competition at the XL Energy Center, and then you have the individuals the following day. This year it's different, because now we're going to have some forfeits going through in the Roseau situation. We'll touch on coming in with a short roster, but still able to make the trip and try to get some matches in as they get ready for the upcoming section tournament as well, individual-wise, as I believe they're one of those that may not be in the team portion.
Right, and for this one, we'll just we'll pick up when they're ready, because it's going to be a series of forfeits. The way it looks to me, Jason, Roseau's open up to 152 pounds. They'll have a couple of wrestlers then be open again. So we're up to 132 pounds, so you're going to see a lopsided score. And for, maybe. Are we going to roll here at 132? We're still waiting. So we'll talk about the section till we get we'll get people out here, and really exciting. I think too. I think the way we have to look at it, Jason, is it's going to be exciting that we're going to have a state tournament, and we hope that continues, and it's great for kids. So. I thought I heard Avery Eidsmore at 132. So Avery Eidsmore is a 7th grader at 132, and I believe this is Gabe Ridlin, a 9th grader. So we get our first action at 132 pounds, which I think they were both open at 106, so no points on the board there. So 18-0 right now is the lead for the CI Rangers, and 2-0 takedown there for Ridlin, and he cuts Avery Eidsmo, excuse me, not Mo, Eidsmo. I should know that name. It's a common name to the Roseau wrestling program, so excuse me for that one. And a takedown and escape, 4-2 in favor of Gabe Ridlin. Another takedown there, so 6-2, 1 minute remaining. Now he's looking for some back points here, maybe. Gabe Ridlin is. A nice ride in here, tries to roll that wrist underneath, so you can see him kind of working, trying to pull that arm out, pull that wrist out, get it to the back, and there he does. And Paul Beach is saying, be careful with that now. We got to be careful. And so that's one of the things that he's just trying to put some extreme pressure on there as he locks it up. You see he threads that arm. Now he's going to walk around the head, and this is a kind of a bad spot for Avery Eidsmo, a young 7th grader, and there's the fall. So 6 more points on the board. Makes it 24-0. We probably will have a couple more open weights. We'll probably have a couple more open weights here, and then we'll get back to wrestling here at 152.
138 pounds, John Paul Fitzpatrick.
Rangers really building up that lead here.
Yeah.
But a good opportunity for the Rams to get some matches here as they get ready for the individual tournament as well.
Wrestling at 152 pounds from Crosby-Ironton, Isaac Turner. And from Roseau, Race Nakamus.
So Race Nakamus, a senior at 152 for the Rams. And we have Isaac Turner, a senior, also a senior, for the Crosby-Ironton. And Nakamus looks like he's in a good position to get the 2-point takedown, rolls it right up into a near side cradle. Some back points happening, and he's got him locked up pretty tight. So nice looking wrestler for the Rams, in Nakamus at 152. And there's a quick fall and putting the Rams on the board. So 36-6. So the way this is going, I hope the Yellow Jackets wrestlers didn't go too far away, because we'll be rolling pretty quick.
Wrestling at 160 pounds from Crosby-Ironton, Jake Clancher. And wrestling for Roseau, Connor Eidsmo.
So Connor Eidsmo on the mat, also a senior. Wrestling Jake Clancher for the CI Rangers. And we talked a little bit about Clancher. He finished 3rd in the section last year for the Rangers. He had a nice record of 29-18 and wrestling at 152 pounds, so up just a little bit higher, 1 weight class higher this year, and wrestling against Connor Eidsmo. So both wrestlers in a good position here. Front headlock position there, kind of blocking it for Eidsmo. And now it looks like he's in a good spot to get his 2 if he can stay on the mat. But a nice shifty move there by Jake Clancher, kind of knowing where he was at on the mat. He spun himself off. So with 1:08 remaining in the first period, we're locked up at 0-0. Both wrestlers now just kind of locking up here, tying up arms, collar tie there, trying to both in a single collar tie, just kind of being heavy on the head here. I think it's going to take a low shot, and there it was. That low shot comes in by Jake Clancher. Let's see if he can finish and it looks like he's going to get his 2, and he does. So 30 seconds remaining in period 1. Clancher takes a 2-0 lead, goes right into that cradle, and he's going to have to pull him, goes over the top, has to get that leg kind of unhooked. If he can get that leg unhooked, then he can pull him over, and Eidsmo doing a great job of just continually hooking that leg. 10 seconds remaining here, and a good position for Clancher is going to end up in no points because of good defense by Eidsmo. And there's the end of the first period, and the clock was definitely on Eidsmo's side there, as 10 more seconds on the clock, and he would have been giving up back points. Rams choice, and they take the Rams take neutral. So Eidsmo feeling confident on his feet. Both wrestlers had a shot in, and the finish by Clancher was the only difference, as he leads 2-0 with 1:48. He's back in on it, but Eidsmo heavy on the head, sprawls out. Let's see if he can get a hold of an ankle here and maybe spin around and get his own 2 points off of the defense, off the shot. So kind of double under situation, being heavy on those back shoulders with 1:25 remaining on the clock. We get a stalemate, still 2-0 in favor of Clancher. 36-6 on your scoreboard. We had a plethora of open weights for the Rams, and it's going to make for kind of a quick duel from here on out, I believe, Jason. So we may have to take some time just to get the wrestlers their time allotments, and we'll just keep rolling, and we'll see about the streaming. But at this point, there's a nice gator roll cement mixer by Eidsmo. He looks like he's going to get 2 points. So taking up was a good spot for him. He ties it 2-2 with 48 seconds, but here comes Clancher. Clancher reverses him, and really thought Eidsmo had a chance there to get some back points, but nice job by Clancher. Change in fortune, leading 4-2, 4-4. The score clock keeps going as there's another one. Another reversal, so we're at 4-4 with 25 seconds remaining at the 160-pound weight class with the Roseau Rams and the Crosby-Ironton Rangers.
Rams definitely bringing in the effort and some noise as well, as they've got a nice little fan club making the trip here with the wrestlers, to support the wrestlers here at the Hive today. And this is Eidsmo had a very nice second period overall there.
Yeah, it's been a fun match. So 6-4. I think they've got the score clock straightened out, and I'm not keeping book at this point. So 6-4 in favor of Eidsmo. Clancher takes the down position. Eidsmo has seemed really comfortable on in the top position here, so let's see if he tries to get another turn here on Clancher. So Eidsmo trying to pull those arms, and Eidsmo's a long wrestler, and he covers up real well and does a nice job. It looks like he may be threading that arm in on the other side, and then it slipped away from him. So 1:30 remaining, period number 3. Eidsmo ahead, 6-4, trying to put the Rams on the board again. Connor Eidsmo still in that right position. A nice switch attempt, kind of a roll through, and luckily he didn't get caught there, was Clancher, as Eidsmo kind of just stepped on the brakes there and posted him up, and he did a nice job rolling through. So we're under a minute to go, 55 seconds remaining, period number 3, 6-4 in favor of Connor Eidsmo. And there's the escape. The escape by Clancher. Clancher now trailing by 1 with 40 seconds to go, and it's fun to hear both crowds getting behind and supporting the rest. But there's Eidsmo with a double, gets the 2-point takedown, stretches out that lead to 8-5. 25 seconds remaining, and now getting some back points in as well. and not too far from picking up maybe a major. He'll be up 11-5. Let's see if he can get another turn in the last 15 seconds here. Would definitely put him in contention there for a major, but time is going to fall short for him. A win for Connor Eidsmoe at 160 pounds. The score was 11-5, so a regular decision makes the score 36-9 in favor of the Rangers from Crosby-Ironton. And I believe we're going to have another open weight or two here, Jason, before we get to 195. So this score is going to continue to climb in favor of the Rangers at this point.
Well, it's quite nice, though, for the Rams. There are 2 matches on the mat. They ended up with a pair of W's, so bringing some power to the mat so far for the Rams.
Right, and so here we go back to the forfeits, and Hayden McGowan takes one of the forfeits. And at 182, I think they're trying to figure out at the scorers table who's in and who's doing what. And 182, Cale Dugan also gets one, and we should be back on here at 195. And they kind of switch around there. Michael Fitzpatrick comes out at 195 against Axel Dahl, a 10th grader, at 195 for the Rams. So again, Michael Fitzpatrick, one of the more accomplished wrestlers, maybe a little bad taste in his mouth after wrestling Brian Ramos from the Perham Yellow Jackets, and Brian really did a nice job of just kind of controlling that match. So we'll look for Michael Fitzpatrick to bounce back here, and he takes an early takedown with 1:30 left on the clock. He leads 2-0. And he has really a tight move in here, and not the place you probably want to be if you're Axel Dahl. And there's the fall, and nice job by Axel Dahl. Though you come out and wrestle some of those wrestlers that you just got to give it your best shot, and you're going to learn something from every match that you're in. So I believe 220 is open as well. And then we'll go to the final weight where at 285 we'll have Ryder Dahl. And that Ryder Dahl will, let's see who comes out for Connor Zender, a senior, comes out for Crosby-Ironton. And Ryder Dahl, a 10th grader as well, comes out for the Rams. So 60-10 on your score and on the scoreboard. We're at 285. So no, you have heard me right. This is the final match for this one, and so you can kind of see what the Rams are going to be bringing. So the Yellow Jackets will come back down. They will kind of go through a little bit of a warm-up. We'll probably have a little bit of a break here. Jason and I will talk things over depending on how long that break is going to be on what we do here with the broadcast. But stick with us after this one's over, and we'll wrap up a few things, and we'll talk about the upcoming one, and then we will let you know what we're going to do here. We will be on the air for sure, just not sure if it has to be a 40-minute break or something, then we may start a new stream. But if not, we'll just stick with you, and you can watch a few commercials and thank our sponsors, and we will come back with wrestling. But right now, it's 0-0 with 45 seconds remaining. At 285, we have Ryder Dahl, a 10th grader for the Roseau Rams, and Connor Zender, a senior for the Crosby-Ironton Rangers.
This is more of the typical heavyweight match that we've kind of haven't been accustomed to the last few nights, as we've had a unique matches at heavyweight the last few days.
And here, Jason, you don't give yourself credit, and you're already figuring this out. That this is kind of your typical pull on the head, arm drags, try to wear your opponent out and take a shot right at the end and see if you can get that 2. We end period number 1, a 0-0. And it looks like it will be the Rams' choice. Ryder Dahl says, I defer. And when he deferred, Connor Zender says, I will take up, which is interesting. So let's see what he has planned on top. He's trying right now to flatten out Ryder Dahl. So putting some heavy pressure, trying to get him off of his base. And a lot of times if you can see a good flatten out here, some things can happen. And he's definitely trying to. Nice job by Dahl not letting it happen. 1:30 remaining on your clock. Nice job by Dahl kind of staying up. He gets up to his base. And there goes Dahl for the escape. So 1-0 in favor of Ryder Dahl. Another Yellow Jackets action. I'm not sure timing. Maybe Jason knows. The boys are back in action today, heading over to Fergus Falls.
They start at 3 o'clock. The feed, if you're looking for that, is on perhamschools.org. Look up activity stream and click there. You'll find those feeds. Another thing that Missy Lundquist has done an outstanding job of keeping the Perham Yellow Jacket fans and faithful up to date with the posting of the links home and away.
Right, and we've shown multiple people that where you can go to one page and you can one-stop shop and you can see, and this could be a day full of Yellow Jacket activities. Even if you're not able to go, you could watch a couple wrestling matches and a couple basketball games, and I know that's what I'm going to do when I'm done here, Jason, is tune in and support our basketball team as well, looking to bounce back after kind of a tough loss last night at Moorhead High.
And it's definitely one that they're going to need section-wise with the QRF coming into play soon, and it's a tight battle on the south side of Section 8 AA with Perham, Breckenridge, Fergus Falls, and a couple others in that mix as well, especially with Breckenridge taking one on the chin last night, losing to Barnesville.
Yeah, and that's when you said a couple others, I think you can put Barnesville in that mix. You just don't know on any given night. They have a good post play in Zenzen, and they have outstanding guard play, and they're just one of those teams you just don't know. Tonsfeld is one of those difference makers. So,
and speaking of what you don't know is probably the outcome of this third period. You never know what's going to happen here in this one.
That's right. So 1:54, 1:50 to go. 3-2 in favor of Ryder Dahl. So Ryder Dahl up 3-2 with 1:40 to go. Ryder definitely hoping to get this escape here. Definitely to get to a 4-2 lead, kind of give himself a little bit of breathing room. We'll see what happens here with Connor Zender. I'm not sure if Connor Zender will try to ride out the whole period, or at some point he will cut him and then have to do the takedown game to try to tie it up and get him to his back. He seems pretty comfortable in the position he is right now. They're stalling on Green. Green is Roseau, not just because of their singlet. It's the score clock that predicts that. But now there's the escape. So 4-2 lead, and it's about that minute time every time that we look for. So Ryder Dahl up 4-2. 50 seconds remain. Shot there by Zender, and it's amazing the noise for this match. It's picked up, and you got to give Roseau credit with wrestling 5 kids. They've brought a lot of fans with them to make the noise you're hearing in the background. And there's a stalemate with 32.6 seconds remaining. So 32.6 seconds, 4-2 in favor of Ryder Dahl on the score clock, and 60-10 in favor of the Rangers on the scoreboard. Shot in there by Zender, being blocked, kind of stretching him out, is Ryder Dahl. Ryder Dahl kind of has a hook in there, and he's going to end up with the 2. And the fans across the way really excited for Ryder Dahl here as he takes a 6-2 lead. And I think that's going to be your final, is 6-2 in favor of Ryder Dahl, and another victory for the Roseau Rams. So if you look at it this way, Jason, it ends up 60-13, but Roseau wins 3 of the 5 matches that they wrestled in. So nice showing if you look at it that way. It's a nice job. So Crosby-Ironton done for the day. They will be on the trek home. They go 1-1 on the day, and Crosby getting ready for their ploy to the section tournament, as section tournaments are next week already for wrestling. So this is kind of that last ditch effort. So I think we'll step away for 3 minutes here, Jason, and then we'll come back and reevaluate what we're going to do, and we'll try to get you up to date when the start time will be for Roseau versus the Perham Yellow Jackets.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson, mortgage lender at United Community Bank. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we are here to help you through the process and answer all of your questions. Mortgage rates are great right now. You can check out our website at ucbankmn.com to get pre-approved, sign up for Rate Watch, and check out our mortgage rate calculators. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
United Community Bank.
You can capture the moments and memories of this game and all of our past sports broadcasts on DVD. It makes a great gift for a parent, relative, son, or daughter. Please allow 1 to 2 weeks for standard delivery. Place your order now, quickly and easily at msportsnet.com/DVD.
While the scoreboard reveals the winner of an athletic contest, the real winners are the players, coaches, and fans who show good sportsmanship. Those who treat the game as a competition, show concern for an injured player, and accept all decisions from game officials. Please remember to be a good sport when attending a high school game. This message courtesy of Magnitude Sports.
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson, mortgage lender at United Community Bank. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we are here to help you through the process and answer all of your questions. Mortgage rates are great right now. You can check out our website at ucbankmn.com to get pre-approved, sign up for Rate Watch, and check out our mortgage rate calculators. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
United Community Bank.
Magnitude Sports has delivered over 1,000 broadcasts capturing all fourth quarter comebacks, walk-off home runs, buzzer beaters, 62-point volleyball sets, and double overtime victories. The excitement is on Magnitude Sports. Over 150 teams from 5 states and 2 countries have been featured on Magnitude Sports at both the varsity and sub-varsity levels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and select your alert preference so you never have to miss that big moment from your favorite area sports team. Find us on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Magnitude Sports would like to remind you that whether you're watching from home or watching from the stands, to please respect officials. Without high school officials, games are canceled and players lose playing time. Contact your local high school to find out how you can become an official and stay connected to the game you love.
Hi, my name is Ryan Rusted, Chief Lending Officer with United Community Bank. I'm just excited we've been partnering with businesses for over 100 years. Come and see why so many of your friends and neighbors have put their trust in United Community Bank. Stop in and see us in Perham, Frazee, and Dent, or you can visit us online at ucbankmn.com. We're excited for you to be part of our community, United Community Bank.
United Community Bank.
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson.
Welcome back to the Hive here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're getting close to starting our last of the triangular, our last match of the triangular today, which will be the Roseau Rams versus your hometown Perham Yellow Jackets. And again, it's going to probably be a quick one here, Jason. We're not going to lie to you. We're glad that if you're joining in, we're glad to have you. It was fun to watch Roseau, the wrestlers that they did bring, and that were on the mat. And here we're back on, and they were very competitive. So, well, look, I don't think they match up just really super well with the Yellow Jackets, kind of where their strong wrestlers are, or where the Yellow Jackets are strongest at. So, again, you're going to see probably a whole host of forfeits or open weights to start this until we get to about the 100 and maybe at the 132 pound. We'll see what the coaches agreed upon. It'd be nice to see a young Mr. Avery
Magnitude Sports says
somebody somebody from the Yellow Jackets to wrestle, so we'll see how it all shakes out. And one thing has been kind of fun is Roseau Rams may be small in numbers, but they've brought a crowd with some active cheering section, which has kind of livened up the hive here. We go. So here we start. So Chandler Mickelson takes the forfeit. And Chandler has been a spark plug, and here he starts us again with 6. So we're going to go through. I believe Johnny Ramos will get a forfeit as well. Levi Krusel at 120 will get one as well. Caden Felt at 126, and then we'll see what happens at this point. And we'll see where we go with it.
Looking to my left, it looks like Avery is getting himself ready to go, so I think we're going to see him at 132 today just because – I think the situation is here's an opportunity to just give him some mat time here today.
Right, and I see the Yellow Jackets. They're not going to throw out Gareth Covington, which is a good, respectful move, and one of those that is talked about by the coaches.
132 pounds. From Roseau, Avery Eidsmoor. And from Perham, Tristan Larson.
So Avery Eidsmoor for the Rams, a 7th grader, and Tristan Larson. And I'm not sure about, I've watched him wrestle earlier today. Was a good matchup, but this is one of those things, ladies and gentlemen. It gives Tristan Larson a varsity match. It gives Avery Eidsmoor a varsity match. Probably wouldn't have done much good to have Gareth Covington get that type of match at this point. What a great job by both coaching staffs to better the sport of wrestling today. And putting kids on the match, nobody wants to see open weights. At least now we're getting to see 2 young wrestlers maybe get a debut on their varsity experience.
A pair of 7th graders going at it. And we saw earlier Eidsmoor wrestled, or I believe it was Larson in the JV match earlier today that wrestled that high-scoring match against Crosby-Ironton. So wouldn't be surprised to see another double-digit score between each guy here today in this one.
Yeah, and that's kind of the fun of it, of younger wrestling. It kind of takes you to your youth days of watching kids where the score is 26-24, and they're both smiling when they leave the mat. And I think this will be one of those experiences. If you're Tristan Larson, whether you win or lose, you're going to smile knowing that you are a Perham Yellow Jacket varsity wrestler for the day. We have a 2-2 score, 45 seconds remaining here between Larson and Eidsmoor. Larson in the down position. Eidsmoor covers up. And here we go. And 40 seconds remain. 2-2 is your score. And a nice job by both coaching staffs. I'm just going to say it again. Getting kids into a spot where they can play. And here goes Eidsmoor. Eidsmoor kind of throws in he's got this tight. And we'll see what happens. But Tristan Larson's doing a great job of fighting his shoulder over the top and does a good job, but Eidsmoor goes kind of a chain wrestling style and now tries to lock it up again. So 3 near fall points with 10 seconds remaining makes it 5-2 Eidsmoor, but here comes Larson up and gets the reversal of 2. Wow, and you called it, Jason. So 5-4. With an extended, everybody was excited about that one. We got a little bit longer horn break there. And 5-4, Eidsmoor, and it's Eidsmoor's choice. He takes down, so no defer there. And it's been one of those type of days, Jason.
I think the best parts of that extended horn was the look of the scorers' table's faces as that was happening.
Yeah, like we didn't touch anything seriously. So
it's one of those you could tell, even though they had a mask on, you could see the looks.
Yeah, exactly. So 5-4, minute 40 seconds remaining, period number 2. Tristan Larson on the ride gets a 1 count there. Eidsmoor does a nice job of working his way back, getting to his feet. And again, probably would like to get this escape as we get going. And one of the things that we saw out of Tristan Larson, there were many clasping penalties in that first match that he did, a JV match. None so far here. So you want to talk about what this is all about? It's about getting better and learning. And Tristan Larson's proven that as he's now stepping up into a little bit of a varsity role. 1 minute remaining in the second period. 1 minute, 5-4 lead for Eidsmo. Tristan Larson has the arm kind of pinned to the back. He's looking to do a little bit of a roll. Eidsmo's trying to flatten out. Larson loses the arm, so slides back behind again and gets back in, trying to maybe thread into a power half there a little bit, staying heavy on the head. Eidsmo does give up the arm there, and here goes Larson, and he is getting back points right now. So Tristan Larson coming, he will regain the lead, but he's looking for the fall right here. And he's got it in pretty tight. Eidsmo's squirming, but there's the fall for Tristan Larson. So I am guessing that that's Tristan Larson's first varsity match, and congrats to him on one of many wins, hopefully, coming up for the Yellow Jackets.
Nice victory for him. He kind of, like you said, learned from his experience earlier today. He was able to carry it into this match and pick up a W.
Correct, and I think we're going to see open weights. So Byer's going to get a bye or an open weight forfeit here. Jacob McCleary's going to get one, and we'll go to 152. At 152, we're going to have Race Nakamus, a senior, and for Perham, Jack Fudge, also a senior. And we've highly touted how good a wrestler Jack is. Nakamus looked like no slouch when we watched him in his first match against the Crosby-Ironton Rangers. So maybe a good chance for Nakamus to see where he's at. A nice drop down to a single. Looks like he's kind of straightening that leg out, and then nice move there by Jack Fudge to take that early 2-0 lead and what we've come accustomed to. Maybe we'll nice escape there as a kind of a sit-out, a switch attempt there. Makes it 2-1 with 1:20 remaining on your clock. So let's see. Jack came out with kind of a high-flying cement mixer type move in the first match against Crosby-Ironton. Let's see what he does here with Race Nakamus from the Roseau Rams. Two to 1 score. 1 minute remaining in the second period. 42-0 is the score. And again, it's this is only the second match that's been wrestled. So when you look at that, there were a lot of open weights for Roseau, and I'm not really surprised after watching Nakamus in the first match against Crosby-Ironton, Jason. He's kind of standing toe-to-toe here, at least to start with Jack Fudge, who is currently ranked 3 by the Guillotine at 152 in Class AA. 25 seconds remain, and Jack's, just celebrated, well, he's well past it now, but his 175th win, probably closer in the 180s now, and then crawling up that score or that leaderboard in the top 50 wins in the wrestling room. So each one of these, and it's good. I think Jack's never shied away from wrestling good competition, and that's the end of the first period. And he's in a good one right now. So one of those things that probably will help him, as he gets into that tournament time that we talked about before. Nakamus takes the down position. He had a real nice sit out and switch. There he tried it again. Jack said I saw that before, and does a good job of shoulder to shoulder here and sticking with him, and now kind of flattens Nakamus out here. Working on rolling that wrist out underneath, and kind of I was thinking maybe he was going to tilt, but not in the real position to do that. Still trying to work that arm out. And Jack's so quick side to side, and that's the one thing that it's fun to watch him is he's working something on one side, and as soon as the wrestler tries to adapt or change what they're doing, he jumps to the other side. So he's still working on digging that arm out. You got a kind of a good view here at home watching him try to dig that out, and now it looks like he's starting to thread it in there, but we'll see what happens. As this goes, Nakamus has been kind of flat on the mat here, so I wouldn't be surprised. Not that he hasn't had effort, but a lot of times when you're that flat for that long, you get a stall call. So Jack's got his leg really wrapped up there. Makes it pretty tough as he's putting pressure on the head and shoulder area and also is elevating that leg, and there's a stalemate. So probably a better call than mine of a stall call was that stalemate call. So nice job there by both wrestlers. Jack definitely trying to get some back points. Nakamus really trying to get out here, gets to a tripod. Jack does a nice job with a little deep waist there, kind of levels him out, but Nakamus does a good job getting to his base once he's there, and here he comes up again. This would be a big nothing there. This would be a big escape to tie it up with 10 seconds remaining. It's 2-1 in favor of Fudge, but Fudge looks like he's got him wrapped up pretty good now, and we'll head into the third with that 2-1 score.
Jack continuing to be showing that he can wrestle many different styles of matches as right now, and one that not normally used to seeing him in because he normally has that high-flying style, but today in a very nice match with the 2-1 lead.
And one thing here, you talk about the team doesn't have a ton of wrestlers for the Roseau Rams, but this has some individual seeding implications. And even if you don't win here, if you're Nakamus, all of a sudden you've got the attention of the rest of the Section 8 AA that you came into Perham, and it was a 2-1 score at the end of 3. So good job by Nakamus wrestling, and I think he's got to be one of those guys in contention at 152 pounds. After what we see here is he tries to lock in a cradle. I don't know how Jack does it, but he just kind of stuck his head right out of there and ends up with the takedown. So 4-1, minute 15 remaining, which looked like a good position for Nakamus. Ended up 2 points for Fudge. 1 minute remains in the third period, still 4-1. It's a position that we've seen a lot. It seems like Fudge has been in a good ride. He's kind of got that deep waist going. Nakamus has been pretty flat. Either I was just going to say that was the earlier call that I thought would be coming, would be stalling. Not making a real effort. I know Jack's making it super tough with how hard he's riding and the pressure he's putting on, but not a lot of effort by Nakamus to get out of there. It seems like if he can get his legs underneath him, he's really good at getting out, but right now Jack is putting some heavy pressure on that arm-shoulder area. 15 seconds remain here. 4-1 score in favor of Fudge. Nakamus tries. And sorry, I became parent there for a little bit and was looking for that potentially dangerous, and it came to be. So 4-1, 11 seconds remaining. Fudge up 4-1, and a really good showing here by Nakamus against the number 3 rated wrestler in the state of Minnesota in Jack Fudge. And that's what it's going to end up, 4-1, as time runs out on Nakamus. 4-1 victory for Fudge, puts 3 more on the scoreboard. But one of those that I think Nakamus is going to go, I think I'm ready for the 152-pound division in Section 8 AA.
I expect to see him make a run in that individual tournament for Roseau, and wouldn't be surprised to see these two meet again.
Now we go to 160. Connor Eidsmore against Blake Lawrence. Blake with a quick takedown before we can even get his name out there. 8 seconds on the clock. He's into his tilt, and this is where Blake's at his best. He does a really nice job of when he gets a quick takedown. He's got a good series of rolls and feels really comfortable in those situations. So 2-point takedown, he's looking, or 2-point near fall. Now he's getting more back points. He's got it locked in pretty tight this time. So there's the 5 count, which is going to make this 7-0, and we've only wrestled for about 40 seconds. Nice work by Connor Eidsmo up to get up, but a great job by nice job by Blake Lawrence to high leg him there and bring him back down to the mat. So 9-1 is your score as we go here. 9-1, and 50 seconds remain in period number 1. 45-0 on the scoreboard in favor of the Yellow Jackets. And but this is really the third match that has been wrestled. We kind of recapped that as we went. That we had Tristan Larson with his first varsity experience that I know of, came away with a big win. And then we had Race Nakamas and Jack Fudge with a 4-1 victory for Fudge. And now we have Connor Eidsmo and Blake Lorentz. So that's been the wrestling action so far. If you're just joining us, 10 seconds remain, period number 1, 9-1 lead for Blake Lawrence.
A nice opportunity for Blake to get back on the mat as well, coming back from that injury. He was able to wrestle last night, back on the mat again today, and it would be nice to have him back ready to go for the postseason.
Right, with the COVID time off, and then Blake had a little injury there, and now back, starting to creep up. Instead of having 10, 11 matches on the year, you start to get up to that 14, 15, feeling comfortable back in what you're doing and getting comfortable back on the mat right at tournament time. So 2 more points there for Blake, makes it 11-1. We have 1:40 left on the clock.
Another thing for him, it's also learning the confidence of what he can deal with the pain and with the type of injury.
Yep. And right now I don't see anything really. He's wrestling with confidence. He's wrestling. He's doing all of his stuff as he is in another tilt type situation. He gets 3 more points, which is 14-1. 1 more tilt here, and we will get the tech fall, and there it is. So Blake knew it. Stopped it at 2. Goes up 16-1, so a 15-point spread, and he gets 5 more points. It's 50-0 on the scoreboard. And here comes Hudson Hackle out, and I believe this is an open weight. So Hudson Hackle with the victory at 170. Braylon Rock comes out at 182 pounds, receives a forfeit victory for the Yellow Jackets, which takes the score to 62-0.
95 pounds for Roseau,
So that bumps Ramos up to 195 pounds. Ramos is now going to wrestle Axel Dahl. Axel Dahl is a sophomore, and Ramos has just been a machine here lately. Just tech falled the number 10 rated wrestler in 1A in our first match of the day against Crosby-Ironton, and a takedown snap right to the back, and is getting back points and tightening this up. It is 62-0 the Yellow Jackets, and again, not that it's not effort by the Roseau Rams.
Well, it definitely isn't. I mean, they have been battling here today, but their weights just happen to match up toughly for them against
they're in a bad spot with their weights. And an optional start there by Brian Ramos. Brian likes that optional start. Sometimes if the wrestler goes just the right direction, he can get in that snap cradle situation, and it ends quickly then for the other wrestlers. So another takedown for Ramos. 7-1 is the score. 1 minute remaining. Period number 1. And again, Ramos takes Mr. Dahl to his back, and just like that, it's over. And 6 more points for the Yellow Jackets, and pushes that score up a little further. I believe 220 will be open as well. Aaron Burr is going to take the forfeit victory at 220. And now we go to our final match. So like I said, don't go away, because we figured this was going to be pretty quick. We have Reese Wilprick, a junior for the Yellow Jackets, and he will be wrestling Ryder Dahl, a sophomore for the Rams. So Dahl versus Wilprick.
And Wilprick looking to kind of build forward as we head towards sections as well for the Yellow Jackets. And Ryder Dahl was in a unique match earlier tonight too.
Yeah, it's been fun, and you look at the scoreboard, it's 74-0, but here comes Wilprick with a little snap, and he's got this tight. And there is the last fall. So it's going to end up being 80-0 win here for the Yellow Jackets, Jason. And I think we can take just a short break. We'll recap really fast for you guys, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if we maybe can snap into Coach Vetch here and see if he wants to run up quick and tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening here in the next week or so. So come back here. We'll give us a couple minutes, and we'll see where we're at.
Hi, I'm Jen Hendrickson, mortgage lender at United Community Bank. Whether you're buying, building, or refinancing, we are here to help you through the process and answer all of your questions. Mortgage rates are great right now. You can check out our website at ucbankmn.com to get pre-approved, sign up for Rate Watch, and check out our mortgage rate calculators. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
United Community Bank.
Magnitude Sports has delivered over 1,000 broadcasts capturing all fourth quarter comebacks, walk-off home runs, buzzer beaters, 62-point volleyball sets, and double overtime victories. The excitement is on Magnitude Sports. Over 150 teams from 5 states and 2 countries have been featured on Magnitude Sports at both the varsity and sub-varsity levels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and select your alert preference so you never have to miss that big moment from your favorite area sports team. Find us on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Well, welcome back here to the Hive. Yellow Jackets wrap up a victory over Roseau. Final score, team-wise, doesn't really matter in this type of day when it's an opportunity for these guys to get some action as they get ready for the sections.
Right, and it was a good day, Jason, and you never want to see scores that are this far apart and this and that, but you can walk away if you're Roseau, and I think of Race Nakamas, how important of a match this was for him. So there's little underlying stories in any duel, and that was certainly one, and was a good one for Jack Fudge to have as we're going through. But just hats off to the Yellow Jacket Wrestling. Again, we kind of played it out. Next week it will start. I don't want to throw out speculation. 1 through 4 is pretty tight in Section 8 AA. I'm guessing Yellow Jackets are probably looking maybe at that 4 seed, but anything can happen. So follow early next week your local publications and radio, and you're probably going to hear those standings and seedings coming out. And that's where the fun really begins, is when it becomes tournament time, and how fun that is for I remember it's a long, long time ago, but I remember being a kid and how excited you got when it became tournament time.
Well, it should be very exciting, especially at the top half of Section 8 AA, because you look at Detroit Lakes, you got Thief River Falls in the mix, Pequot Lakes, Pine River Bacchus, and Perham looking to make some noise, and Detroit Lakes, the favorites after winning the section last year. They're looking to make it 2 in a row, but you never know what could happen during these tournament times. It's always tough to beat a team, and you always see it like that. The last few years, Pequot Lakes has thrown in some upsets in the past. Perham's been dominant in the section. Looks like they're starting to get healthy for the most part at the right time. So could be a very interesting matchup when they get together and see how the Final Four and then into that section championship, into the super region.
Agreed, Jason. And I think if you go out and do a little research, those top 4 or 5 teams have knocked each other off this year even. So I think seeding is going to be really, really interesting of who beat who and when and what's happening and when we're really down at weights. And I think you can throw Dilworth, Glenn, and Felton in there. They've wrestled teams really, really super tough. So 1 through 5 right now is no slouch if you're in Section 8. AA. I don't think we have quite the firepower we had when the Yellow Jackets made their 5-year run. We don't have that one team that you look at, but we have a multiple amount of teams. So I know the Jackets are well coached. Dave Vetch and Kyle Trout and Kevin Felt and the staff are doing an excellent job. You watch these kids get better and better. And watching some young kids get in tonight, and what a fun opportunity for all of those guys to get a chance. And Jason, I'm not sure what our future brings here. This is on paper our last broadcast, and what started a month and a half ago is something we both kind of went, what? And it has grown into something that I've just enjoyed, and I hope you sense that enjoyment from us in your home, and we appreciate you logging in and finding a way to watch this and supporting these kids, and we were so happy to be able to bring it to you.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun working with you, Lance, and working with all the staff that made these broadcasts possible over the last few months. As we thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of great basketball, a lot of great wrestling action, and it's been, like I said, a lot of fun, and thank everyone that have been able to tune in and also has been able to make these broadcasts possible for you guys to watch and enjoy.
Yep, thanks to our sponsors, thanks to Magnitude Sports, and thanks to the Perham Athletic Department for making this possible, and have a great rest of your weekend.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to order a DVD copy of this broadcast, simply visit msportsnet.com/DVD.